Good morning, South Africa. We are here again talking to the LGBTI community. We are live at the ANC studio, ANC Northern Cape TV, and we are saying to you, the sun shall not set on such a glorious occasion. My name is Kim Maruping, and I'm going to be your host for today. And we have in studio an exciting person that I'd like you guys to interact with, that I would like you to also look, and feel how the LGBTI community is communicating to us. We are talking inclusivity in the ANC, and we are also talking breaking barriers. Like I said just now, we are live at the ANC Northern Cape TV, a revolutionary thing that just happened in our midst and in our province, in the Northern Cape province. I'm sitting here and I'm literally getting the heebie-jeebies because I have somebody in studio who is young, who is vibrant, who is going to just tell us how he decided to be here and become a candidate for a councillor as an LGBTIQ person. So, in studio with me, I have none other but a beautiful person in stature, in life. I'm here with Comrade Benjamin. Comrade Benjamin Gopane, good morning.
Good morning, Kim, and how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm tired.
You are tired.
I'm exhausted. I've been on the ground ever since. So, it's the last days. We have like 4 days left now. So, yeah, we have to put all the strength and make sure that ANC emerges victoriously.
I love the fact that the ANC is always on the ground. We know what our people need. We know what we need to do as young people. And I'm really excited about the fact that you are here now and you are telling us that, irrespective of what you say, whatever you have to do, I'm here and I'm going to emerge. Please welcome yourself after I've welcomed you. And then also just let me know, who are you? What do you do? How old are you? Why should the people vote for you?
Okay. I go by the name of Cde Benjamin Gopane. Kokasi Pizza Diri Baby. Usually, a Diri Baby. When you get to Kasi, you just hear even the small kids, Diri Baby, Diri Baby, Diri Baby. Yeah. Yeah, that's me. And what encouraged me to decide to go, okay, I want to do this thing. I've realized that we've been lacking in all the spheres of government, in politics. So I just felt, okay, but there's space. Why don't I show people, the LGBTI, that there is indeed space, but you have to make sure that you create your own space. It's very important because you cannot say, I want space, and then you're doing nothing. So you have to go and get what's yours. So I just felt, okay, when I got home from Afikem, by the way, I was in the youth league of the ANC. I was a treasurer at some stage. I was in the BEC in the Northwest. I was a treasurer from there. I became a BEC of the ANC in my ward in Mafikeng. And then under the leadership of Abu Viola Mutsumi, Abu Sipo Dial. That's where I got the vibe to say, but I want to be like these people. And then, by the way, they made me feel comfortable without any restrictions and everything. They made me to feel comfortable as an LGBTI person. And those are the people that gave me the courage to say, but you can make it. So that's how it happened. Then I came home. From there, started seeing what's going on. Okay, by the way, my mother was a councillor, Mrs. Gopane, and then she became also a mayor of the Khatlong. So that when things were done, I was always around here when I was growing up. So also when I came home after she was no longer a councillor, for 10 years, my unit, which is Alco and Khamakara, there was no ANC, there was nothing happening. So I had to go around and see what's going, where's the ANC? Because it's the party that I grew up in. So I went, and then that's when I started being active in politics from 2018 in the Northern Cape.
Setswana siare, le ojwa le sa le metsi. Do you understand what that means? Le ojwa le sa le metsi. So therefore, we have grown up in the African National Congress. We have seen the progress that the African National Congress has done, how we have moved from a legacy of oppression, a legacy of apartheid, a legacy of division, where certain things were not done right. We are here to rewrite those stories. We are here to reimagine what South Africa should be like. And you are a symbol of reimagining and redoing what was done wrong in the past. I just wanted to find out, LGBTI people are colorful like myself.
Yes.
How I know you. So I'd really like to understand, what do you do for fun? Where do you go? Are you in spaces where people are judging you? Are you in spaces where you feel included? Are you in spaces where you feel, you know what? Homonati, life ya happy na, bekele beke, king.
Okay, on that one, I would really love to give, 100% love for my community. Delport's Hope, I stay in Delport's Hope. In Delport's Hope, everybody is included, my darling. Where I stay in Delport's Hope, the community is marvelous. I think it's only a certain number of people, they are not even more than 10, that's going to make you feel less important, that's going to make you feel you are not wanted. But the community at large, they are loving community, they are supportive. And I am, by the way, guys, but Delport people, especially what 6, I give you heads up, for seeing the leadership skills and qualities in me and believing in me, or really indeed this person is going to take us places. He's going to represent us well. Because I'm still young and they know how the LGBTI is, the vibrancy and all that. But despite that, they felt, but this person has been there for us ever since. There was a crisis whereby there was an issue of transport for kids going from the airport to Alco, which was the mine, the African mine, took them out because if your parents were not working permanently, you could not use this because of COVID. So I had to run around to make sure that those kids go to school. At some stage, I was a taxi driver. I was driving a taxi from the airport to Alco, taking kids from Alco to the airport. Like, that's why I'm saying I love my community and they believe in me because I've been doing a lot of things. I have my own, it's not an NGO kind of thing, but I buy toiletries, I distribute to schools, I distribute uniform. That's what I do. And then, but we have our other things that we do where we do our thing.
So when I was pet my back,
Yeah.
kore ha ba re ba tlhoka something, you are there. Ha ba re o tlhoka something, you are there. Shout out to the Jalpers Work community for making sure that Comrade Benjamin is here, because I myself believe that he's a leader on his own right and he's here to serve. I just wanted to find out, how old are you?
Me, I'm 27.
Sure.
Turning 28.
27-year-old councillor candidate.
Yes.
Now, the LGBTI community, if we go LGBTIQ, somewhere. Benjamin, balance me.
It's lesbian, and then we have gay, we have transgender, we have intersex, we have queer community. That's how they do it. It's lesbian, gays, bisexual, trans, and then queer.
So what is the plus?
The plus, that means everybody. We are not getting
Ke bonna yana.
this thing. We are all in this thing. And you know what? I don't, when you say I must give you the LGBTI, people must not, because we go through different things as LGBTI. Not all of us go through the same thing. We all go through different stages and we all go through different difficulties. We are not, that's LGBT, that's why it's so long, because we differ and we have a lot of things that we go through, but we don't go through the same path, although we are under one umbrella.
I met Bana the other time when I was in Khomoso village. I was burying my uncle, and the next thing he said to me, you know what, girl? You are the plus.
I know that means you are part of us. Yes.
So I'm part of you.
Yes,
You honestly
I can
think.
see the dress, darling Sheba. You've went. You could have told me in advance. I could have decided to also go the color, but we have to. From here, I have to be back at the op center. I have to go and make sure that ANC emerges victoriously. So
So
yeah,
you wouldn't you love the dress.
I love the colors. I don't wear dresses on most cases, but I would take the material and do something, the LGBT way.
What are you going to do for our people when you get elected into the office
My
of being a
darling,
councillor?
My darling, I am going to accelerate on issues of service delivery. I'm going to accelerate on issues of making sure that we are a drug free society. Because in my area, we have a serious crisis of drugs. We have a serious crisis of unemployment rate, which is very high. We have serious issues of young pregnant women in my society. So these are the things that I need to, and me saying I'm going to accelerate, I'm not going to go to council and be a mute there. And I'm not only going to advance the issues of the LGBTI. I am no longer representing the LGBTI. Yes, I'm an LGBTI member, yes. But now this current what I'm going to be, it's going to be representing everybody. That's now where the plus comes in. So I have to make sure that I advance the interest of everybody. I accelerate on issues of service delivery and make sure that basic needs are given to our people. That one, it's a non-go. That's one, it's what I need. Basic needs for our people. That needs, which is your water, waste removal. Those are the things that I need to make sure that, because they are basics of our people, and that there's water. Because we have a crisis of water in our country.
You are coming from a very small area, right?
Yes.
Compared to Kimberley
Yes.
or other places that we can look at. If you had to look at yourself with how you've been socialized, where you grew up, the stigmas attached to many different people within the LGBTQI community. Where did you get the guts, the confidence to say, you know what, I'm doing this thing?
I would say from the support that my family, by the way, let me tell you, now I was never in a closet. 1.1.
I love that.
Yes, I was never in a closet because I grew up wearing dresses. Never played soccer. Hasta me kisamiki Ali. Never. I was with girls. I never had drat car. No. When they were doing drat cars, I would be having my teddy bear, the biggest one around me. So I got everything, my mom and my dad, my family is very supportive. And I think they knew I didn't have to say anything to them to say, no, I'm gay now. They already knew because they brought this child up. They could see how this child behaves. So I think they already knew what was happening. So their support just made me to say, and especially now that mommy was in politics and she gave me all the time I was around her. So I just felt, but I can do this because there's nothing wrong. It's just my gender. There's nothing wrong with me. So I'm taking a stand and I'm going to rise above all obstacles and I'm going to get what I want. And I'm going to make sure that my community will never suffer in my presence.
I really, I'm mind boggled by how you say the fact that our families play such a huge role.
Yeah.
There are so many people that are. I was talking to Comrade Steve the other time, and then Comrade Steve was saying I was never in a closet, and I'm speaking to you today, and you're saying I was never in a closet. What is this closet? Why are people being boxed to be in this particular space? Are we people that are not gay also not in a closet? And are we not having skeletons of our own? I mean, if you're saying somebody is in a closet, according to you, what is a person that is in a closet and a person that has never been in a closet? What is the difference between the two people? Because obviously we socialize differently. There are people that have to struggle with families accepting them, and they have to come out of the closet because they have to hide in this closet where there's so many skeletons that are probably every night pizza, something. So I really just want to understand, according to you, what is a closet?
According to me, according to my understanding, being in a closet, it's whereby you're not ready to face the world. And before I get into that, let me explain something quickly. You know what, ne? Being gay, and you look at the kind of environment that you are in, the kind of family that you are in, and when you have a family, we know these, we have TV shows, we watching TV, watching soapies. You will hear with the Voma in the house when there's two guys kissing Abu Jason, Abu Senzo. You would hear your dad saying, "Nangwana ke ngamwitarantana ubona nonsense." That's the thing that makes your kids not want to come out. Oh, "Nangwana ke ngamona le so much, I'm going to disown." So that's the thing. You become stressed. You are now in between. If I go out, and with me it was worse because my dad is a typical black man. And all that from town. So the pressure. But he was not that, because I think our mothers are the tool
Yes.
that we're supposed to use as LGBT to get to our parents. But now the other day I was in my fiking. A friend of mine has a son who's gay. The father is come, the mother is going in tatters. I told her, "Darling, are you saying my mother was okay to have a gay child? You want to have a gay friend, but you don't want to have a gay child? Carl, you must start fixing that as a woman. Yourself, you must fix it." So being in a closet, it's actually something that you are forced to do because you are afraid if I go out, the kind of environment that I'm in, the society, because you grew up with boys at some stage, what are the guys going to say now? But because of you're going to start to be sidelined by your friends. But now I was very confident. You sideline me or not, and I don't have a problem. I'm happy with who I am, because the moment I start making you happy and I'm not happy, it means I'm oppressing myself. So we are saying we are living in a free country. So let me be free first, and then somebody else will come after
Let me be free first.
me. Yes.
You are talking about inner peace,
Yes.
inner acceptance. You being a person that understands that this is who and what I am. So being in a closet for you is not dramatic as everybody is making it out to be,
Yeah.
where you have to stay in there, and it's a time where you have to realize who and what you are. A time where you have to say to yourself, "Listen here, this is who I am, and this is what I'm going to do." Ke Benji nna ka i-one.
Once.
I love your expressions, like
No.
Orela yana.
Yes, one. I'm the only one. They keep on making noise with my nails. The nails are too long. I'm
Your nails.
comfortable. They too long. I'm like, I'm comfortable with my nails.
Give me a
I'm
high
like,
five with the nails.
"Yes, darling. Yes, check how long we are."
My hands are very short, actually.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to understand, Benji, if you go into office and you do know that there are going to be people that have got their own prejudices and their own ways of looking at the LGBTI community, and the way that they would always just sideline, for example, to say the LGBTI is too loud, too fly, how many of the LGBTI community people do you know that you can say, "I'm confident that these people can lead"?
I would say if I was to say out of 100%, I would give them 99.
Sure.
Reason being, I think all of us have friends of gays. You give them a task now, they're going to fulfill it extremely. You say now, "I have a catering, you must come and cook for me." You're going to see, they're going to be hands-on. Tell them there's an event to organize. You're not going to find flops there. Everything will be in order. That's just in us. Just that I keep on telling. God made us, He designed us in this other way that nobody will not understand, but they'll feel us. They will not understand us, but they'll feel us. Whether they like it or they are going to give them a task now. They're going to fulfill it. You're going to be amazed yourself to say, but these people, they have it in them. They are doing it, and they are doing it wholeheartedly.
I'm confident about that. I have a lot of gay friends, you included.
Yes, madam.
And I just wanted to find out from you and from your perspective, what do you think these prejudices, these issues are doing towards the LGBTI community? And when can the African National Congress itself feel like it has fully included the LGBTI community?
Yeah, I think it's when they start implementing policies that will be including us. Because unlike disability people, they have the policy that includes them. So if we have policies in offices, in all spheres of government, where we are also in, because don't forget, disability has its own policy. And with us, the problem of issue, yeah, gender, they don't know how to address you. Is it a he or a she? If they can start having that, because we have our preferences, how to be addressed. So if there are policies implemented that will be including us, that would be a bonus for us. Because then we know we have a space. We don't have to be fighting for space. We have our own space. We have our own part. We have our own slice. We have our own percentage.
And
That would be,
I mean, the pie is really big.
yes.
The cake is really big. The African National Congress, we cannot take away from it. Because number one, it is the only party in South Africa that embraces openly the LGBTI community. I mean, we have the desk that deals with LGBTIQ people. We have obviously somewhere that the ANC still needs to go to, but the story has already started. Do you think this is going to be a never, never land story where Shrek and Fiona die or Shrek and Fiona get married? And it becomes a beautiful story to tell at the end of the day.
The way the ANC Women's League is hands on this LGBTI desk, I think it's not going to be a dead end. Umama Tabile and Secretary General Mamioko, I'm very happy. And by the way, I'm very honored to be coming out of Northern Cape and being a candidate, and where the LGBTI desk was launched in this province.
Yes.
January 8th last year.
Yes.
I'm very honored, and I'm happy to say, indeed, the Northern Cape is taking the flag, and it's showing that indeed this desk was launched in our province. So our province has to start to show that indeed we are getting rid of the stigma, and indeed the LGBTI, in them, they have the leadership skills. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be a dead end. There's going to be a story to tell very soon. Just watch the space. And by the way, we are not going to be, and by the way, myself, I'm a ward candidate, not a PR. That's why I say the community I'm from, really, I
Yes.
can raise a flag and say, I take off my hat for you. You have done the most. You have, people are amazed. People are still asking themselves how. But because of the community that I'm from, I'll never stop saying, Delport ia roka.
Sure. O ra gore re ntse re tlhagelele ko Delport bikinyana le bikinyana go botlhoko ko Delport. And I really want to understand from you, Benjamin. You are now a councillor candidate. You are going to be sitting in council. You are going to be making very important decisions, not just for yourself as an LGBTIQ person, like you said previously, but also for the community that you come from, and also for the people of this country. They want to understand why it is important that young people should lead. I mean, we do have young people who are qualified, like yourself. We have young people who are skillful. We have young people who are passionate that they want to do. Why do you think it is important in this day and age in South Africa that we allow the young people to lead?
Kim, the energy. The energy, it's what we need now. The engine is there. But we need to start, when you go on a fight, you cannot fight when you're an old person. We have a battle that we have to fight. So we have to start making sure that amongst the elderly people, there's us, because there's energy, there's enthusiasm, there's ideas. Because as young people, we are bringing new ideas to the movement. Like the Youth League says, we have a 25% amongst the 100%. The slide is 25%. So that 25%, it's going to make Vurvai. We need the energy in politics, because you can see what's happening around us. We cannot close a blind eye. Young people can lead, and they want to lead. Like in the Northwest, we have a deputy speaker who's the youngest deputy speaker in SADC. She's the youngest deputy speaker in the country, which is Uvayola Mutsumi. The energy that she's giving in the legislature, you can even see the way things are happening now in the legislature. Kune Smolanyana there. And then there's Toto Kapi, the MEC of Qatar in the Northwest also. She's also a young person. You can see now, especially since 2019, this thing of youth is starting to grow since 2019. Because when you look at the late Baveli, we are starting to grow. So that means there's vibe amongst young people. And young people are going to, because if they don't teach us, the movement is going to die. So there needs to be young people amongst the old people. So that they can take, so that we must be able, because we have to take this baton and also and give it to the young people coming after us, our children, our grandchildren. So this baton, it must be given to generation to generation. So for it to be given over to other generations, the young generation must intervene, must be part of it.
Just show me Vurvai again.
No, kune Vurvai, kune that thing. Yes, then that thing, it's there.
I am so excited to see you in those council meetings, what you are going to do and what you're going to implement. Total confidence in the African National Congress for putting you under their banner to lead. Leadership is an honor. And I hope that we go out there as young people and we show South Africa that we lead, that we can lead, that we are not just about Vurvai. We are about that Vurvai ya rona is Vurvai that is mixed with intelligence. Ki six gani man.
Yeah.
Ne? Ki six gani inale all the ingredients, inale the herbs, inale everything says thing. I really hope that you go out there and you show South Africa and the country that we belong. South Africa belongs to all of those that live in it. I'd like you to say your last comments to everybody who is an LGBTI candidate in the country, to become a councillor, and also to lead in strategic positions. And also, finally, just give me your idea of what you think as the African National Congress, where the LGBTI community can lead. Are you seeing the next president coming from you guys?
I would say I'm not undermining, and I have confidence in them, but we still need to be nourished. I believe in being taught, and I believe in learning. Barry, before for a tree to grow, for it to be strong, it needs to be watered. There needs to be kinsmans. So we still need that. There's a possibility of having a president from the LGBTI. But before you do that, you first have to nourish this thing to make it sure that it grows. And to the LGBTI community, darlings, you are represented in the Northern Cape. Now you have a space. Now you know where to go, who to talk to. Because now they say an African National Congress, it's a non-sexist, non-racial political party. That's why I'm here. And to the Dikgatlong sub-region, I'm going to say the LGBTI members in my sub-region, I am going to represent you guys well. I'm going to make sure that I advance all the interests of the young people, of women, and of the LGBTI. And I'm going to make sure that we fight this gender-based violence. And comrades, let's vote for the ANC come the 1st of November.
Thank you so much, Comrade Benjamin, for joining me today. and joining us as a country, as a nation, to say that the ANC is a progressive movement. I love the fact that you have reiterated on the non-sexist, non-discriminatory. We're all here to make sure that South Africa is governed by the right people. And the only party that is right is the African National Congress. Come the 1st of November, we are saying to people that they must go out and vote for the ANC. Yeah, we're going to vote for the ANC. Thank you so much for having the time, for giving us the time to be here, and also just taking off your busy schedule, the door to doors, knocking on people's doors. And shout out to Dikhatlong for what you do there and what they are also going to be experiencing as a sub-region, or as a people that are pro ANC. We are pro ANC, and we are going to continue to lead. Your leadership is noticed. You are not different. You are marvelous. And to the darlings out there, hello, darlings. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. This has been a groundbreaking experience where we get to shatter the myths, like I always say. The LGBTI community is here to stay. You need to make the decision whether you're going to accept it or whether you're not going to accept it. But if you can't accept it, probably we have a planet for you, and that planet is called Mars. So you can go there and make sure that you go there and fly your colors in Mars, because right here in South Africa, right here at the African National Congress, we are bold, we are beautiful, we are colorful, and we love the world. The ANC lives, and the ANC leads. On the 1st of November, you go out there and make sure that you're going to vote for the African National Congress everywhere you are going to find yourself. You need to make sure to find out where you are registered. On our platforms, you will find out SMS lines that you can ask whether you are registered or not. And you should tell your family and your friends that not voting is not an option. You need to go out there and make sure that this country will not experience the oppression of one by another. Like we always say right here in our studio, we sing again on Friday. This will be our show, LGBTI Talk, with myself, Kim Maruping. I am going to say, I love you. You've been amazing audiences. And let's say, let the flag fly. Adios.